Good morning, it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're going to make gyros with tzatziki sauce. And the reason I'm so excited is that I thought this was a mystery that you could only walk into a Greek restaurant and get. I didn't know it was so easy to do on your own, so we are going to do it. So come on, let's get started. Here I have one small onion that has a rough chop to it. Put it into my Cuisinart. Here I have six cloves of garlic. Gonna throw those in as well. They're peeled and I kind of smashed them a little bit. Then we're going to pulse it for 10 seconds. I'm gonna scrape down those sides a little bit. Now to this mixture, I'm going to add all of our seasoning. Here we have oregano, 1 1/4 tablespoons. Some chopped fresh thyme, 1 1/4 tablespoons. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion flakes. So all of those are going to go in. This is going to have so much flavor, you guys. And then we just want to mix that up so it's well blended. Come and take a look inside. This is what it should look like. Okay, can you kind of see that? It's just well mixed, no big chunks in there. Got that? Ooh, it smells so good. Oh, this is going to be delicious. Now here I have 1 pound of lean ground beef and 1 pound of lamb. You can't do anything Greek without adding some lamb in there. Oh, those onions, I can feel them. Ooh, oh boy, does this stuff smell good. I have preset my oven to 325. That's ready to go. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to pulse this for 1 minute. I didn't like the way it was looking. I didn't think all the spices were getting incorporated in there. So I'm just going to kind of mix it in a little bit more and then we can pulse for the 1 minute. The meat is very, very, very dense and those spices were all at the very bottom. Now I'm feeling better about having control of the seasoning throughout the entire mixture. Considering I thought this was always such a specialty dish that you could only get from a restaurant, I am thrilled that it's so easy to make. Oh my gosh. Now you can see how everything is pretty well mixed. I think it's going to be easier for my Cuisinart to do the rest of the work. There. Now we're going to do our minute. That's so much better. You guys, always watch what you're doing. Always watch that stuff. It's really important. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. That's gorgeous. Now I'm just going to dump it in to a pan. I want all of it. And you don't get to go in. I have to pull you out. Now we just have to form it. And you want to pat it down. You want to make sure it's pretty compacted. Okay, hey, I think that looks pretty good. What about you? I think it looks good. Now it's going to go into a 325 degree oven. It's going to be there for 1 hour. And while it's doing that, you and I are going to make the sauce. I love this sauce. Okay, let me pop it in and then we will start working on the sauce. Now we're on to the tzatziki sauce, and I think this is a wonderful sauce. You can use it for so many things. It is spectacular on the gyros that we're going to make, and it's really very, very simple. So in the bowl here, I have 2 cups of Greek yogurt, the plain yogurt. Then what I have done is I have taken 1 English cucumber, and you should be, I expect, familiar with them. But if not, it's the long, narrow cucumber. I always call this the diva of cucumbers. You know why? Every one of them is always individually wrapped. It's like, oh, don't touch me, I'm special. So get that off, peel it, and then I grate it in a hand grater on the wider opening here. After you've done that, it looks like this. Then you're going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt. And the reason you put the salt in is that just normally cucumbers have so much water in them, but when you put the salt in, it extracts more water, which is what we want. We want to get all of the water out of that cucumber. So I've got some cheesecloth here. I'm gonna squeeze it. Look at how much water is there. All right, and then I want even more water out. So I put it into some cheesecloth and wring it. Look at how much more water came. Just look at that. Look at all that water, you guys. I'll show you as soon as I finish squeezing here. Look how much water came out of just 1 cucumber. If you would have allowed all of that to go into your yogurt mix, it would have been liquefied, and you really don't want that. All right, drop that in. Now for the seasoning. I have about 1 tablespoon of mint here, which I went out to the garden and picked, just nicely minced. 1 tablespoon of dill. And this is about a tablespoon, but it's probably about 2 cloves of garlic goes in there. Then we want a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and the juice from a half a lemon. Oh, it's so much better if you keep it in the bowl. Okay. Now, we just mix this wonderful concoction together. I'm going to taste this and just to adjust for seasoning. No adjustments required. Oh, mercy, that's good. Really good, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up with some plastic wrap. It's going to go in the refrigerator for a minimum of 4 hours, and even better if it's overnight, okay? So, while this is creating its magic of everybody getting to like everybody inside the bowl, our gyros are cooking nicely in there. They should be out in about a half hour. Then I will let them cool down. I'm gonna wrap that up as well, put that in the refrigerator for about 3 or 4 hours. So I don't think you need to see me take it out of the oven and put a cloth over it. I don't think you need to watch that. So I will come back when we are ready to serve. How's that? I think that's a good deal, okay? I'll be back. Go do something fun, because it's gonna be about 3 or 4 hours before I see you again. Bye. Well, it's the next morning, and I want to tell you that we let our gyros go overnight without sampling them, but we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. So look at this. Cameraman and I had sandwiches last night, and they were so good that I'm excited to show you this morning exactly how to finish up. So, you want to start your heating element, whatever you're using. You want to put it, oh, yesterday cameraman and I went antiquing. I found this beautiful bottle, and he looked at it and said, well, what the heck are you going to do with that? I said, I love it. He said, well, what are you going to do with it? My olive oil. That's what I'm doing with this bottle. And every time I pick up this bottle, it's going to give me pleasure. I love things like that. Okay, a little bit of olive oil in there. I'm going to heat that up nicely. It's going to make sure we're kind of coated in there. Now you're going to want to slice this. It's going to be very firm. You're going to want to slice it. I'm just going to do it like maybe 1/4 of an inch. You can actually do whatever you want with it, but I think that will make just like a nice sized sandwich. All right, now we want to just fry them a little bit. Not too much, you guys, just a little bit. We have to get our tzatziki sauce ready. I'm telling you, we ate this last night. Oh my goodness, it was delicious. All right. You're watching me do a switch out of pans here because this is induction heating so that I'm not going to the range. The frying pan I started to use, you can't use on induction heat. So I have to trade out pans, which means I have to wash 2 pans now instead of 1. And as you are bringing this back up to a nice temperature for eating and also getting it just a little bit crispy, just a tiny bit, the aroma from all of those beautiful seasonings that we put in is coming through, and oh my goodness, it is nice. I'm just getting a tiny little browning on both sides of it. You see all this smoke coming up? Oh my gosh, all of that is just a fragrance that is wonderful. I don't think you call food fragrance. I think you only do that for perfume. I think it's aroma. All right, we're good there. I'm going to move these over onto my cutting board. And then I'm going to take pita bread and we're going to get that warmed up as well. Okay, we are ready for assembly. So here is our pita. And like everything else, you guys, there's always a Hollywood side, so you want that to the outside. Now you want some of your beautiful sauce, and you can be as scant or as liberal with this as you like. I love this sauce, so I am really, really going to slather it on there. You can smell the freshness of those cucumbers. Ooh, super delicious. Then we would like a little bit of lettuce. Just like that. A little bit of tomato. Just like that. Tiny little bit of salt. And the star of the program. Here. You fold it up like this, and there is your beautiful, beautiful sandwich. Now, I always like to serve this with some extra sauce so that if somebody didn't get some on that first bite, you could take care of it yourself. Are you ready? Because I am. That is out of one of the finest Greek restaurants you would ever walk into. absolutely, absolutely authentic, absolutely delicious. So, I'm going to leave all the ingredients below. Subscribe, enjoy, come back, hit the bell, okay? And we will see you on the next video. Bye.